WPPI 2015. We are here on the floor at the Canon booth with Rudy here. Rudy, thank you for taking the time to...
The pleasure's mine.
...to come and talk to us. We want to talk about this brand new camera you guys have, the new 5D. So tell us a little bit about it. I've been watching and hearing all these little tidbits, and we want to tell everyone out there that's watching, what's this game changer camera that you guys have out?
This is really an exciting new camera that answers the needs of many of our high-end photographers. It's the highest resolution camera that we have ever produced with a 50.6 million pixel CMOS sensor. The body of the 5ds and the companion 5DSR cameras is identical. The two cameras are identical other than one difference, and that is the 5DSR model has the low pass filter effect canceled to give us a little more sharpness, a little more crispness in very, very fine detail. Otherwise, the two cameras are identical in terms of what they bring to the high-end photographer.
Excellent, excellent. Definitely looking forward to that. We talked about the intervalometer. That's built in now. You don't need to have it hanging off the side?
That's correct. You have built-in bulb timer, you have a built-in intervalometer, and separate from the built-in intervalometer, you now also have a built-in time-lapse movie feature, which can create time-lapse video files up to 2 minutes long built into the camera.
I like that. That's excellent. That's very cool. Other things that you said earlier when we were speaking is it's a seamless from my 5D that we're shooting with right now, Mark III. Everything's placed exactly the same way.
That, I think, is going to be one of the nice things about folks who are thinking about transitioning to the new 5DS or 5DSR is that the body, the control layout, the autofocusing system is identical to the 5D Mark III. So the actual shooting experience, if you are a Canon shooter, and particularly to anyone who uses a 5D Mark III, moving into this camera is going to be virtually the same in terms of just how it works in your hands.
So you're out there shooting in the dark. You know, I go out with Ken Skloot, we shoot the Milky Way, everything's right there. You don't have to think about it, or it's just going to be second nature. Just pick it up and just keep going.
The only real difference is going to be the size of the files that this camera generates. Again, it records a 50.3 million pixel file with every click of the shutter. One of the cool features is we understand that a lot of our high-end users don't always need a full 50 million pixel file every time they fire the shutter. So if you are a raw image shooter, we do also give you the ability to shoot 12 million pixel files or 28 million pixel files, small raw or medium raw, as well as the full 50.3 million pixel raw files that the camera can produce.
And it's also, you can shoot either crop or full frame on it as well?
That's another separate setting, is the ability to use the full sensor area, the full frame sensor, or to crop into it either 1.3 times, which will give you about a 30 million pixel file, or 1.6 times, matching the size of an APS-C sensor camera, like an EOS 7D Mark II or something. And in that case, you get nearly a 20 million pixel file if you're shooting at full resolution.
So you're out there and you're shooting landscapes and elk walks in front of you. You can go into crop mode, get a little bit extra reach there all of a sudden.
Exactly. Figuratively speaking, you can get more 1.6 times the reach, 1.6 times the telephoto effect if you like, and still get virtually a 20 million pixel file.
Excellent. Well, tell us a little bit of, this is taken with the camera by Ken Skloot, one of your Canon explorers who's actually spoken for our club several times. It's a pretty large print here. How big is this?
This print is 44 by 66 inches, so virtually 4 by 6 feet, and the detail, the fineness of the imagery just speaks for itself. But there's another very important point I think that Ken's picture brings out, and that is that this camera is not strictly a studio camera, not strictly a landscape camera. Here's a case where Ken was shooting a moving dragster using the servo focusing and able to shoot an incredible full resolution image of a moving subject. And I think it speaks to some of the versatility we think this camera is going to have. It's going to appeal to a lot of different photographers, not just the person who shoots in the studio, not just the landscape artist, but even people who do things like birds in flight, wildlife, sports, and things like that.
Excellent. So when can we expect to see this come out on the market?
This is the first showing here at WPPI, the first public showing of the camera. We expect the camera is going to begin to ship to dealers in June of 2015, so a few months out in terms of the actual shipment to dealers.
And do you have an idea on where it's going to be price-wise?
As it sits right now, it's looking like it'll be around $39.99 for the 5DSR model, $3,800 roughly for the 5ds model with the conventional low-pass filter effect. Those are still a little rough, a little bit of time between now and then, so that could go either way, but we're figuring it'll be in that ball yard.
Excellent. One last thing, tell us about this new lens.
We are launching, as we speak, a new ultra-wide angle zoom lens that will be the widest angle lens in the world for full frame interchangeable lens SLRs. This is our new EF 11 to 24 millimeter f4 L series lens. Tremendous lens in terms of the creative potential that it offers with ultra-wide angle imagery, and also incredible in terms of the optical quality on this lens. Nothing was spared optically to bring photographers a lens that will give superb contrast and sharpness center to corner, even when you're at that 11 millimeter position. This is a technological tour de force, but maybe even more important, a real creative tour de force for folks who like wide angle imagery.
I'm definitely looking forward to that. Is that coming out in June also? Or?
No, I'm glad you asked. That lens has begun to ship to dealers now in small quantities, so its quantities are going to be limited for the next few weeks or whatever, but that lens is becoming available as we speak.
Excellent, excellent. Well, thank you very much for your time, and looking forward to it. So we'll see that stuff soon, so check it out. Keep an eye on Canon.com?
Yes.
CanonUSA.com?
USA.Canon.com.
All right, USA.Canon.com. So thank you again.
Thank you.